one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
I can't even think about all of the shit I did to fit in. Past hard to watch like a fucking scary movie. I'm always happy to meet somebody that never knew me. Change for the better, hope niggas are living through me. I put it all on the wax so the people can know the true me. Hard to remain sane when the people you love the most is what's causing the damn pain. Y'all beef by the same thing, we ain't playing the same game. It's all for my family. She the girl of your fucking dreams, but to me she a plain Jane. You dipper and ball man, I duck when them calls came. This that higher level thinking. I'm the type to jump the fuck off of the shit before it's sinking. Not here for no new shit, my game slider boosted. Ain't I don't have to prove shit, Rockstar fight the fool shit. My movie, this the new script. I want a life with no bullshit, nigga. I know on these news clips, that's why I dap him and move quick. Won't be around when they move switch, won't be around when they lose clips, won't be around for they lose lips. Might be the reason they pull shit. Yeah.
Yesterday's price is not today's price, Ravens. What you thought you were going to have to pay him, you're going to have to pay him more.
So I was at work the other day in the back of the truck with one of these dudes. I had never worked with him before, but I was in the back of the truck with him and we was working together and we just was talking, and he randomly talked about this chick who he wanted to this woman who he wanted to move in with that was living somewhere. I'm not gonna give out his information like that. That's not what's important. What's important is the dude randomly told me she posted the other day a video of her spitting in this dude's mouth, and he commented, "When can I be next?" And when he said it, he posed and opened his mouth in front of me, like, and I can't get that image out my head. And he saw how I was looking at him, and he was like, you know, it's basically like eating ass and, you know, things of that. Wait a minute now. I know this is a crazy way to start the show. First, let me start over. Yo, how the fuck is everybody doing? Just got done watching Thursday Night Football. About to talk about that. Gonna give my Week 13 predictions. But I can't get that image out my head. You know what I'm saying, yo? Like, dudes just say some weird shit. I don't even know why he had to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people like, saying spitting in somebody's mouth not really that weird. To you. It's a lot of freaky shit that you can do that I categorize as freaky. Why do you want to spit in somebody else's mouth? Well, you French kiss people, but it's still not the same as just opening your mouth and spitting in somebody's mouth. How do you not even hear me say that and it's nasty images that pop up in your head? Like, how not? I don't even care. We moving on. Thursday Night Football, the Bills went to I don't know why I chose the Patriots to win this game. You want to know what it was? I've been working so much lately. I have no excuses, bro. I didn't even believe the Patriots were going to win this game. It's been a long last 2 weeks. My mind was everywhere. It's no excuse, but I dead ass didn't mean to pick the Patriots to win this game. I don't know why I chose the Patriots to win this game. Dead ass. Because at no point in time in this game did I think to myself, the Patriots is going to win this game. Now, my biasness, because I do like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. So if they not playing against Lamar Jackson or Pat Mahomes, I usually want those two to win. It just is what it is. But I'm just saying I made a mistake, bro. I did not mean to pick the Patriots, but I did pick the Patriots, so I was wrong. Off to a rough start in my predictions this week. It is what it is. But let's talk about the game. I knew the Bills was going to win this game when they was moving down the field on their first drive. And the only reason they ended in the field goal was because they had 3 penalties that brought the drive back. That was the only reason. They even had a touchdown throw in that first drive that got brought back because of holding. And when the Patriots scored on that screen by Marcus Jones, I think it went for like 45-something yards, probably longer than that. I said to myself, that might be the only big play they get all night as far as like on the screen game. Because now the Patriots got to know that the Bills is going to hone into that. Because the Bills is one of those type defenses that you can do a lot of things to them if you're a great team. But if you're a team that rely on one thing, the Bills going to lock that shit up. The Bills got some of the best defensive players I done seen. And you know how people always like to talk about how great the Ravens defense is? One of the reasons I think the Bills is one of the top defense, almost everybody on their team can tackle. It's hard to point out a single dude that just cannot tackle good. Like I think they got the best linebacking core in football. Like I might have to think about it for a second, but Edmonds and Milano to me gotta be, because I think those is 2 top 5 linebackers. If you don't watch those 2 dudes play, I'm telling you. And you want to know what I just realized? I know why Milano remind me of Luke Kuechly now. That motherfucker went to Boston College. It's not a coincidence that he remind me of Luke Kuechly now, because he played damn near just like Luke Kuechly. He is a sure tackler. He can drop back and pass coverage. I'm not saying he is Luke Kuechly, but if you watch Matt Milano, that is a top 5 middle linebacker in football. And the Bills run a 3-4 defense, so they keep 2 middle linebackers on the field. That's why I like 3-4 defenses, because when you have those 2 type of middle linebackers, it's no way you don't have those 2 dudes on the field at the same time. Ask the 49ers when they had Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis on the field at the same time. When you can have 2 stud defensive middle linebacker, I keep telling y'all, the middle linebacker position is far more valuable and important than people give it credit for being, or people think it is. I don't understand why people don't realize the value in a middle linebacker, but it is what it is. But then you got Espinoza, AJ Espinoza. You got is it Olivier or Oliver? You got so many. I don't know when Tre'Davious White gonna get back. But it's so many different players on this defense that are so great at their jobs, bro. And then you match it with Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. Like, and the compliments all throughout the offense with Gabriel Davis and Dawson Knox. Like, the Bills are a great team. And I understand Josh Allen going through his highs and lows through the season. But he going to be right come playoff time. He not a guy who gonna give you he not a seasonal dude, bro. He gonna have great games in the season, and when you as great as Josh Allen, you're gonna be good enough to win that division and get to the playoffs. But he's a playoff quarterback at this point. Plain and simple to me. Now the Patriots struggled to score in this game. They only scored 1 touchdown, matter of fact, and then they got the 3 points. And they got that towards the end of the game like garbage time. And the Patriots defense gave them chances. Even though I can't say that the Patriots defense really played a great game because they couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. And the Patriots offense couldn't stay on the field on 3rd down. But I think the biggest problem with that, and I understand people going to talk about Mac Jones. And I will say one of my things with Mac Jones in this game, this dude do not know. He almost like Russell Wilson at this point. You realize I compare all bad quarterbacks' pocket awareness to Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson probably got by far the worst pocket awareness I've ever seen. Running into sacks just makes no sense. I mean, when you see the sack coming from one side, but I have to give Mac Jones a bit of a break because his offensive line, Brown was atrocious. I mean, Brown just letting dudes run right past him at this point, and he played the whole game. Like, the Patriots offensive line did not play a great game tonight. But Mac Jones' pocket awareness got to be better. Step up, roll out the right way. Like, I do understand there was times in this game where it didn't matter what he did. He was getting sacked. But his lack of mobility for the most part don't really help when you have a bad offensive line. But the biggest problem with this team is not Mac Jones. People continue to say it's Mac Jones, but Mac Jones is not the problem with this team. The problem with the New England Patriots, for one, is the Bills, because Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are just too good to keep losing to the Patriots at this point. But it's not only that. The biggest problem when it comes to that's like a Patriot problem that's not related to the Bills is Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick allowing his son to be defensive coordinator or whatever. I don't care about that. Nepotism or whatever you want to, I could care less about that. This thing where you letting these no dudes have no titles and Matt Patricia basically the offensive coordinator. This dude is a defensive coordinator calling plays on offense because Bill Belichick don't take that shit serious enough. And not only is you hurting because you're trying to save money being cheap or whatever the hell you're trying to prove, you are killing Mac Jones' development. And this is what I'm talking about when I say the media not doing their job. How many times have they talked about that in the media? Or how many times do people just immediately go to Mac Jones trash? It'd be one thing if Mac Jones had a perfect situation going. And I understand everybody don't get perfect situations. And I'm not saying that he is a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen, or nothing like that. But Josh Allen needed Stephon Diggs before he became what he became. Like, I don't understand how you can look at this Patriots situation and just automatically think, yeah, this is on Mac Jones. This shit is not automatically on Mac Jones. It's just no way. And I do not think Mac Jones is uber talented or nothing like that. But I also don't think he a bum. I'm looking at these games and they're getting chalked up basically to quick screens, short passes. They might be able to hit a big play towards the end of games when the defense kind of loosen up and think they got the game under control. That's on Bill Belichick and the offensive coordinator and this bullshit that they pulling over there. I was going to say nonsense, but bullshit came out. Because, I mean, to me, nobody calling him to the carpet because of them Super Bowls. But I will continue to say what LaShawn McCoy done said, what Richard Sherman done said, what, what's my man's name? The cornerback. He got Asante Samuel done said. Bill Belichick is overrated at this point, bro. Tom Brady deserved like 90% of the credit for them Super Bowls at this point. And the kicker can get like 5%. Because there's no way that you fall off a cliff like this as a head coach. And people keep talking about he overachieving. Motherfucker, do you see the defense? I mean, the defense is great. But as an offensive as a head coach, bro, and a GM of the team, he is failing this team. I don't care. This is the same shit they doing with the Ravens, except for the Ravens got a generational quarterback playing, and they refuse to actually build around him. The Patriots, and I even saw them talk about Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is on his second team. Hunter Henry is on his second team. None of these Patriots receivers would be some of them on their second teams. None of them would be considered top receivers, number 2 receivers. Most of them would be considered number 3 receivers and receivers you have as depth. But somehow people expect Mac Jones to go out there and do what exactly? The worst thing that happened to Mac Jones on draft night was him falling to the fucking Patriots. Everybody, even me, we was fooled, thinking that he got drafted to the best situation because he got drafted to Bill Belichick. Yo, Bill Belichick's a madman, bro. He's a madman because this shit that they pulling over there in New England is ridiculous. I don't know how people think this is like. I told you last year, based off of how they was running that offense, that was not helping Mac Jones. Making that man hand the ball off 30 fucking times a game basically was ignorant. Like, who does that to a young quarterback who you trying to help develop? You never gonna let the man pass the ball. You never gonna give him a legitimate, and that's another thing. They don't want to pay a legitimate, real offensive coordinator. People kept overhyping Daniels, bro. You talk about Bill Belichick being overhyped because of Brady. Yo, it ain't a coordinator, coach in the league that's been more overhyped than Josh McDaniels because of Tom Brady. Josh Allen damn near fell off the damn podium, bro. But talk about fucking overhyped, bro. Josh McDaniels' career has legitimately been built at this point off of the back of Tom Brady. I mean, it's absolutely wild, which is why I still do not understand how he got a job and Eric Bieniemy cannot get a job. It makes no fucking sense to me. I refuse to believe Eric Bieniemy right now would have his offense with the Raiders at this record if he was. And I don't even think the Raiders have a perfect roster. But Eric Bieniemy you give him a quarterback, you give him a receiver, and I promise you he gonna look better than what Josh McDaniels looked like. But that's not the point of the fucking conversation. The point is, how the fuck is Josh McDaniels got a head coaching job, a second head coaching job, but Bieniemy can't get one? But that's all I'm saying. But to the Bills, it was a nice, simple win. Yo, I know Stephon Diggs cooked the fuck up out of number 31 tonight for the Patriots. I mean, he number 31 for the Patriots. I know his name, but I'm not gonna say his name. Jesus Christ. But see, this is what it looks like to have a number one receiver. Nobody can guard Stephon Diggs. And when they finally find ways to stop him, everybody else start getting open. Stephon Diggs is a game changer. Cannot understand for the life of me why Baltimore don't look at games like it's like Baltimore was asleep tonight. Eric DeCosta didn't watch this game. He didn't watch Stephon Diggs go out there and make the game easier for Josh Allen. Anyways, the Bills get that win. Shout out Bills. Week 13 matchups, my guys. The 1 o'clock slate, or 1 p.m. slate on Eastern time. Green Bay heads into Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. I do not know if Justin Fields is playing in this game. I also don't know if Aaron Rodgers is playing in this game, but Aaron Rodgers said that if he is good to go, that he will be playing in this game. So I'm imagining that Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing in this game, and I'm taking Green Bay because I think this is one of them games where Aaron Rodgers has got a hold on top of this team. So this is a team that he can beat, and they can run the ball and beat this Chicago team because the defense just is not good. So I'm taking Green Bay to win that game. Tennessee, Philadelphia. I'm taking Philadelphia to win this game at home. I don't care that everybody think Philadelphia is either overhyped or peaked too soon. Or, bro, if you actually watch these games and watch how Philadelphia compete, for some reason people think Philadelphia is supposed to be out there blowing out every single team they play. I don't understand this logic. I really don't. People is betting on Philadelphia to lose games now. Like, they want Philadelphia to lose to prove, like, oh, they're not as good as we thought they were. But imagine if this was their teams that was undefeated. Philadelphia has a great roster. They have a great core of, like, top players that lead the team. They are very consistent running the ball, passing the ball, defense, getting to the quarterback, getting turnovers. They don't turn the ball. I know the turnover margin done changed, it flipped from how crazy good it was in the beginning of the season, but still, this is one of the best teams in the league as far as turnovers and the turnover ratio. The Philadelphia Eagles, to me, are a great team. I think their defense will be able to stop Derrick Henry. I think the defense will also make it a rough game for Ryan Tannehill. And to me, I don't know why people think Philly can't score. I understand they ain't putting up 40 points a game. But Jesus Christ, this is a team that can score if they have to score. So I'm taking Philly to win that game. Washington, New York. I'm taking Washington. Washington don't win like 2 or 3 games in a row. I don't think New York is as good as their records say they are. But I mean, I guess you are what your record says you are. But it's just hard for me. Like, they don't have an explosive offense or a great offense. I do think that Brian Daboll is coaching his ass off and that the defense is playing their ass off at times, but I don't think the defense is really that great either. I think Washington, now that their defense is getting healthy, could pose a bigger problem for Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones had a decent game. No, he threw 2 interceptions that last game, I believe. Either way, I'm taking Washington. And Heineke could end up going out there and having a terrible game. I don't think Tyler Heineke is a starting quarterback, but I'm going to take Washington to win that game. Jacksonville heads to Detroit. Now, I originally thought I was going to take Jacksonville to win this game. But the Ravens being garbage is not going to make me change my opinion of Jacksonville right now. This team has underperformed to what I thought they would be this year. And Detroit done won 3 games. And no, they lost their last game. But they lost it in a close fashion. I'm going to take Detroit to win this game at home. I'm still not sold on Dan Campbell. What I'm seeing from Detroit just tells me if you go out and actually get a good head coach and a quarterback, that this would be a playoff caliber type of team. But who am I? I'm taking Detroit to win a close game because for some reason I just know Detroit going to struggle to score against this Jacksonville team, even though they should be able to score against them. Now, if Trevor Lawrence is truly about to have his breakout like people say he is, this should be a game. This is a very winnable game. But I'm not sure if that's the case. So I'm going to take Detroit. But I hope Trevor Lawrence do have a crazy game. Denver, Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore, but I promise you this game going to be way closer than it should be. For one, Denver got a great defense. So it wouldn't shock me if Denver had a great performance out there. But I already know it'll be a rough performance for the offense. Lamar take all the blame because what the fuck does he actually have out there to work with? I read an article by Charles McDonald on Yahoo Sports where it was like Ravens desperately need to get Lamar Jackson some help. And he was basically saying everything I done said. You got a generational quarterback and you refuse to go out there and get him anything to work with. This is probably his worst supporting cast. And Lamar Jackson haven't had a good supporting cast since he done been in the NFL. But these dudes make Marquise Brown look like a top flight receiver. I'm just telling you, bro, this is ridiculous at this point. But Lamar Jackson will find a way to get this team over the hump and win this game because he know he have to. And that's a damn shame. Pittsburgh, Atlanta, I don't know why, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I don't even think Pittsburgh is a better scoring offense than Atlanta. I just don't think Marcus Mariota is going to. Like, they lost to Washington last week, and even though they continue to have, like, Cordell Patterson and some of these other explosive things, they just, I don't know what it is about Atlanta. I know they a bad team, but it's very confusing how, bro, if you look at these Atlanta games, bro, they actually have a chance to win a lot of the games they play in. But it's like they are a bad team. And so it don't really make sense. Because it's like, bro, I know this is a bad team. But this bad team keep having chances to win games. So it's actually pretty crazy. But I'm taking Pittsburgh to find a way to go in there and get that win. And I don't even think it'll be a high-scoring game. The New York Jets head to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. I want to pick the Jets to win this game. Because I don't think Mike White is going to have the performance he had last week this week. I don't even believe in Mike White. And I truly believe in the Jets defense. However, they on the road. They in Minnesota. I just said that twice basically. On the road in Minnesota. While I think Kirk Cousins could have a rough game. Like, this could be a 2-3 interception type game for Kirk Cousins. That's how good the Jets secondary is and how good the defense is. And this could be a statement game for the Jets, to be honest with you. But I don't think I'm ready to pull the trigger on that yet because I do not trust the Jets offense yet. I have to see Mike White do this a couple weeks before I believe that this is real. Because I want to pick the Jets because of their defense alone. But I do know that Kirk Cousins and them boys can pull some magic out their ass at the end of these games with Justin Jefferson and win the game. So I'm going to take Minnesota. But I just want to tell her, I want to pick the Jets in this game. Cleveland head to Houston, and oh boy, Deshaun Watson returns. We all know the stuff going on with Deshaun Watson that went on about Deshaun Watson. Not going to get into it. I do want to ask a serious question, though, because this actually, I'm confused by this. If one day somebody hear this and they got, like, an opinion on this, just, like, drop your opinion on this in the comments. Because I'm curious as to this. To the women that accused Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct, they supposed to be showing up at the game, I think. Like 24 of them supposed to show up at the game. Why? I'm not saying like why show up like you don't have a free will to show up at the game. I'm saying like if this is a trauma to you, why would you want to show up to see this? Like you want to go up to boo him, you want him to see you and feel some type of way. Like I don't understand this part. And I'm fully supporting them, but I just want to understand the reason as to why they would be going to this game. Because, like, if I was in a situation where somebody did something to me that, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to put myself in a situation. But I'm just saying, like, say I got into, like, a bad situation with somebody. I'm not finna go see them play or something like that. Like, I don't want to relive that trauma. But I'm curious as to why they, what's the thought process behind that. But I'm taking Cleveland to win. And this is actually a tougher game to pick than you think. Because I don't even think Deshaun Watson going to have a great game on his return game. And this would be the perfect team to have it against because Houston is damn near unwatchable, which is something that Charles McDonald said in his article. And I agree. The Houston Texans, I told you at the beginning of the season, this would be the worst team in the NFL. I went back and watched Davis Mills' highlights from last year. He is not a good quarterback. I watched him, and he has legitimately proven everything that I said about him since the season started. I said in my I didn't never drop my top quarterback rankings, but when I was doing it, I said that he actually is the dude who I wanted to put last. I put Marcus Mariota last, and he really doing a great job at making sure he should have been there too. But I said I think actually Davis Mills is worse but Marcus Mariota might get benched first. Well, Davis Mills ended up getting benched first. And Davis Mills is an atrocious quarterback. He inaccurate. His arm ain't special. He not mobile. Don't really make great decisions. Can't really read the field that great. And when you got quarterbacks like that, you start going to a real dink and dunk type offenses. And you losing games on top of that. And he still turned the ball over. So it was all bad. But I got Cleveland winning it because Kevin Stefanski is a good head coach. And as long as you got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they will find a. And I don't even think Kareem Hunt will be on this team next year, but I think they'll figure out a way to win this game. And Amari Cooper has had a great season, so I'm gonna take Cleveland to win this game. Seattle heads to LA to take on the Rams. I'm taking Seattle in this game. Seattle done slowed down a bit over the last couple weeks, but the Rams are just not even a good football team at this point. It's a shame that they wasted Aaron Donald's a year of Aaron Donald's career like this. I'm seeing people talk about, is Sean McVay going to retire? Is they going to trade him to another team? Is Aaron Donald going to retire? It's crazy, man. You can't even get a new quarterback in the offseason, like as far as the draft. Like, you're not even going to get the benefit of having this terrible of I don't think they got their own first pick in the draft this year. But I do think they have trades that they can make in the offseason. Like, I do think they can make a trade for Jalen Ramsey. I think that's a trade that they could explore. And I think it's teams out there that would be willing to trade for him. I don't think you're getting a first-round pick for him. I don't know if it's trades out there for Matthew Stafford, but it's possible that it could be. I'm interested to see how this Rams team start their rebuild or how they get back on track next year. But they definitely losing this game to Seattle. I'm taking Seattle to win this game. Miami heads to San Francisco, and what I think might end up being the game of the week. I'm taking Tua and them boys to win this game. I see people who was so dead ass wrong on Tua now trying to overhype Tua so that when Tua play bad, they can ultimately go crazy on him. But Tua playing a great game. Mike McDaniels has had a phenomenal game plan for this team. It always is going to help when you have the likes of a Tyreek Hill and a Jalen Waddle opposite each other. Two dudes with that type of speed, those type of hands. Like, Tyreek Hill to me is a top 5 receiver, top 3 receiver in the NFL. I think it's Devontae, Hill, Diggs, Justin Jefferson. I can't put Justin Jefferson over them 3 yet. Only because them 3, even though Justin Jefferson is proving it, them 3 dudes done it in big games and year after year. And they not falling off. They haven't fallen off. Just because as great as I think Justin Jefferson is, I cannot just put him over them just because I like Justin Jefferson. I can't put him over them 3 dudes and they ain't showing me no sign of fall off. And they done been legendary. Like, it just is what it is. But I'm taking Miami in a close one. And I don't even think it could be as close as I'm thinking it is. Because I think 2 things can happen in this game. Miami's defense can play like shit. Meaning San Francisco's. But I don't see if Miami's defense play like shit. Then I think this could be a shootout. So I actually think 3 things could happen. Because even if San Francisco's defense play great, I think Miami can still score. That's how great I think Miami's offense is. I think the only way that the San Francisco the San Francisco 49ers win this game, because I'm picking Miami. I think the only way San Francisco win this game is if their defense play great, Miami's defense play bad, and Tua Tagovailoa get hurt. That's how high I am on Tua. And you remember, I was the dude saying Tua time last year. I do not think if Tua play this whole game, Miami loses game. I just don't. I think Miami, Tua the better quarterback. It's the better offense. They got the better weapons, in my opinion. I love Kyle Shanahan. You know that. But what Miami is doing with these weapons, bro, I can't overlook this. I can't. And I know this in San Fran. And I know San Fran got a great defense. And I know they have a great linebacker in Fred Warner. I understand all that. Great players all around the team. I just think when you have to go and match up against Tyreek Hill, and San Francisco know they done played this motherfucker before in the Super Bowl. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill to me clearly is just difference makers, bro. That you cannot get used to them unless you playing them all the time. So I'm taking Miami to win that one. I just don't know if it's going to be close or not, because I think Miami could end up blowing them out because San Francisco's offense could have a rough day scoring. or it could be a close game because Miami's defense just chooses not to show up and San Fran run crazy. KC heads to Cincinnati to take these are 4 o'clock slate games, yo. The Seattle LA game, the Miami San Francisco game, these 4 o'clock games. And these next 2 games is 4 o'clock games. Kansas City heads to Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bengals in a rematch of the AFC Championship game last year that was in KC. I was going to take Cincinnati at first. I really was. Because even though Pat Mahomes currently to me is the MVP, and he playing at an MVP level, I don't really trust I don't really trust Kansas City's defense in Cincinnati. However, they might be trying to play at a get back type thing. Like they hold a grudge from losing last year. You know what I'm saying? So they might come into this game a little bit more hyped up than normal. And I truly think that could make it. Like, they don't want to lose to this team 3 times out of playing them. Like, then they become what they were to the Ravens. Like, they just kept beating the Ravens and Lamar Jackson every time they played them. They don't want to get that feeling to it, especially when you Pat Mahomes and you're a team that play with Pat Mahomes. You don't never want another quarterback or another team to have that type of feeling over you. You know what I'm saying? So just off of that alone, and the fact that Pat McGoat is having an MVP season, I'm taking Kansas City. And I actually think there's going to be a shootout. Because people want to keep telling you that Joe Burrow don't have weapons when they play bad or when they lose, and then when they play great, it's, oh my God, Joe Burrow. So they got weapons, bro. They got weapons. I'm sick of this shit we y'all keep doing with Joe Burrow, bro. God almighty, man. I'm taking KC to win a shootout, though. The Chargers head to Vegas to take on the Raiders, and I'm about to fucking shock you, but hold up. Bro, I bought some cotton candy. I don't know why I bought all that cotton candy. And I can't find it. And I'm not happy about it. But either way, I bought a shower rod too, and that shit was like $30, cuz. Either way, though, I think the Vegas Raiders are about to win this game. For one, the Chargers offense just ain't really doing much for me. They still throw the ball way too fucking much. I think the head coach going to get fired at the end of the season, regardless of if they make the playoffs or not, because this is just a team that's clearly underperforming. You did not make those acquisitions in the offseason for this team to barely be trying to get into the fucking playoffs. Also, as bad as the Vegas done played at times, they actually damn near in every game. And I don't think this is a good head coach. I just think they got a great fucking receiver playing. And that's just the product of having a Devontae Adams. I do think since they are at home, though, they will end up finding a way to win this. Plus, Josh Jacobs is playing very great right now. And if you can run the ball and keep the ball out of the hands of the Chargers and get them pressing, you can beat the Chargers. So I'm taking and Max Crosby was a huge reason they beat Seattle last week. Max Crosby was getting drives off the field. He was stopping drives for the Seattle. Like, Max Crosby could have a great game against the Chargers also. And I'm taking the Vikings. I'm taking the Raiders to win that game. Sunday night football game. The Colts take on the Cowboys. Unless that game got flexed out of that position, which it probably didn't, seeing as how it is the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys, man. The Colts probably won't even score, but I could almost guarantee you the Colts probably won't put up more than 14 points, if that. That's how good the Chargers. I mean, that's how good the Cowboys defense gonna have play in this game, because they're not gonna have to worry about somebody going over the top of them, because the Colts don't go over the top. All they realize now, the Colts can run the ball. You would think with Jonathan Taylor. Over the last couple of weeks, they definitely been better. The Cowboys struggle stopping the run. If the Cowboys choose to bring that shit run defense to the game, this could be a closer game than it's supposed to be. However, I think Matt Ryan going to turn the ball over a couple times. I actually think Matt Ryan could throw 2 interceptions, have 2 fumbles, lost fumbles, and this could be a long fucking game for the Colts. Like, I don't see no outcome in which the Colts... I don't even care if Dak Prescott throws 2 interceptions in this game. I think the Colts end up losing it. So I'm taking the Cowboys. Monday night football game, the Saints take on the Bucks. Man, it's real hard. It's real hard to keep picking these fucking Bucks, man. They looking worse and worse each week, it feel like. I don't know what's going on with them, man. But the Saints look bad too, so you already know I'm still rocking with the GOAT. I'm taking Tom Brady and the Bucks to win this game at home. They already beat them in New Orleans this year. You telling me they can't beat them at home too? And the Bucks need these wins, bro. Like, the Bucks gonna have to wake up. They gotta realize it's gonna be hard going on the road every game. And it's going to be crazy because they're going to have one home game because they're going to win their division. But it's going to be hard winning these games, especially if you wait until the end of the season to try to get it going. Like, the Bucks going to have to figure it out, man. This offense look bad. The defense is not bad. I just think it look bad sometimes because of the offense. But I'm going to take the Bucks to win this game because I'm definitely not taking Andy Dalton over Tom Brady. That's just not going to happen. And I'm imagining that even though Andy Dalton and them boys didn't score a single fucking point last week, he'll still be out there as the starting quarterback. So it's repercussions for Jameis playing bad, but not for Andy Dalton. So that's just what it is in New Orleans. And those are my Week 13 picks and predictions. And real quick, Patrick Peterson, I guess he said Kyler Murray doesn't care about anybody but Kyler Murray. You know, at first I was critical when players said shit like this because I was critical when Ryan Clark was calling out Antonio Brown on TV all the time and shit. And then I was critical of Greg Jennings calling out Aaron Rodgers on TV and shit. Come to find out, Aaron Rodgers is a shit leader and Antonio Brown is a shit human being. So my thoughts on that is, maybe he right. I wouldn't have probably came out and said it. You really got to be a shit person for me to want to air you out to the public. Maybe Patrick Peterson in his 1 or 2 years he played with Kyler Murray, because I don't even think he played with Kyler Murray before a year, because I think one of the years he played with him, he was suspended for that year or so. But, yeah, my thoughts on that is, shit, maybe he right. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I truly do appreciate y'all, man. I truly do appreciate y'all. Oh, and a message for today. Keep grinding. Keep chasing your dreams. Working a full-time job, working an everyday mundane job, it's not worth it. I'm telling you. I've been doing it for a while now, but it's not worth it. Always chase your dreams. Listen, you could catch a break. You can meet somebody that change your life, anything like that. You will not live a great life if you always have to sit back and think about what could have been, what you should have did, what you could have did, what you wanted to do but didn't try to do. I'm telling you, it's far more worth it to chase your dreams than to give up on them and just settle and say, you know what, I'm going to just settle in, I'm going to do this and just, be okay. Nah. We not settling. We big dogs over here. You heard? So I appreciate all y'all for subscribing. I appreciate all y'all for joining me. Continually like, subscribe, share. Listen, the sports media game needs me. They need me. They need this breath of fresh air. I'm telling you, they need me. And they gonna need us. I'm trying to tell you, when this channel grow, I can't wait till we get big, boy. I can't wait to see what's in store. But I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.